the conversation happening right now inside crypto. Com Arena isn't about our current 17 wins or our dominant position as the second seed in the Western Conference. It's about the single move that could transform this Lakers team from conference contender to prohibitive championship favorite overnight. And the pieces are falling into place faster than anyone outside the organization realizes. Welcome to Lakers News Fan Report, your most trusted and comprehensive source for every critical update, every insider development, and every strategic analysis about our Los Angeles Lakers. I'm here delivering exclusive insights that connect the roster moves we've already made with the blockbuster transaction that could be coming, the player availability situations developing across the league, and how everything is converging toward a moment that could define this franchise for the next decade. Today, I'm walking you through a developing situation that involves one of the 5 best players in the entire NBA, a superstar who's won championships and MVPs, and a potential trade scenario that would give us a genuine Big Four that no team in the league could match. Understanding where the Lakers stand right now requires acknowledging the remarkable transformation this team has undergone since making the single boldest move in recent franchise history back in February. When we acquired Luka Doncic from Dallas, giving up Anthony Davis in that franchise-altering trade, the basketball world was split on whether we'd made the right decision. Trading a proven championship core piece for a younger superstar represented a massive gamble, a statement that we were pivoting from the LeBron-AD era to building around Doncic as the cornerstone of our future. The criticism was immediate and loud, with analysts questioning whether Luka could coexist with LeBron, whether the defensive drop-off from losing Davis would be too significant, and whether mortgaging our future for another ball-dominant star made strategic sense. Those critics have been absolutely silenced by what we've witnessed over the past 10 months. Luka Doncic has been nothing short of sensational in purple and gold, averaging 29 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds while shooting an efficient 47% from the field and 38% from three-point range. The chemistry with LeBron has been seamless, with both superstars embracing complementary roles that maximize their individual strengths while elevating the team's overall offensive efficiency. LeBron has gracefully accepted a slightly reduced primary ball-handling role, focusing more on playmaking in transition, cutting off the ball, and providing veteran leadership, while Luka has assumed the primary offensive responsibilities in half-court settings where his pick-and-roll brilliance and shot creation ability can dominate. The emergence of Austin Reaves as a legitimate third star has completed our current Big Three and given this team an identity that's both entertaining and genuinely effective. Reaves is averaging 22 points per game on ridiculous efficiency, knocking down 42% of his three-point attempts while also contributing 6 assists and 5 rebounds nightly. His development from role player to genuine all-star caliber performer has been one of the most satisfying storylines of our season, validation of the player development system we built, and proof that talent can blossom when given opportunity and surrounded by elite playmakers. Watching Reaves attack closeouts, knock down big shots in crunch time, and hold his own defensively against opposing backcourts has been absolutely thrilling for Lakers fans who remember drafting him in the second round and watching him grind his way up the rotation. Our 17-6 record heading into the new year reflects not just talent but genuine team chemistry and tactical cohesion. We've won 9 of our last 11 games, demonstrating the type of consistency that championship contenders must show throughout the grueling 82-game regular season. That recent victory over Philadelphia, coming back from a double-digit deficit to win 112-108, showcased everything that makes this team dangerous. Luka orchestrating the offense with surgical precision, LeBron making winning plays down the stretch, Reaves providing crucial scoring when we needed baskets most, and our role players stepping up in their defined responsibilities. These are the types of signature wins that build confidence and prove a team can execute in high-pressure situations. But here's where the story becomes genuinely fascinating and where we need to discuss what might happen next. Despite our success, despite sitting comfortably in the second seed, despite having 3 legitimate stars playing at high levels, there remains a feeling around the organization that we're one move away from becoming truly unstoppable. Championship rosters aren't just about having good players. They're about having the right combination of talent, the perfect blend of skills that cover every conceivable weakness, and create matchup nightmares that opposing teams simply cannot solve. The Lakers are very good right now, but transforming from very good to genuinely elite requires adding a certain type of player, someone who changes the calculus for every opponent we face. That brings us to Milwaukee, where a situation has been developing throughout this season that could have seismic implications for the entire NBA landscape, and specifically for the Lakers' championship aspirations. The Bucks entered this year with championship expectations, boasting one of the most talented rosters in the Eastern Conference, led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, one of the most physically dominant players basketball has ever seen. But things haven't gone according to plan in Milwaukee. The team has struggled with consistency, dealt with chemistry issues, and most importantly, Giannis has become increasingly frustrated with the franchise's direction and their inability to surround him with the championship-caliber roster he needs at this stage of his career. Giannis Antetokounmpo is 30 years old, entering what should be the absolute prime years of his career, and he's acutely aware that his championship window won't remain open forever. He won a title with Milwaukee in 2021, capturing that elusive ring that validates a superstar's legacy, but he hasn't been back to the finals since then, despite putting up MVP-caliber numbers year after year. The competitive fire that drives elite athletes like Giannis demands more than just individual accolades and regular season success. It demands sustained championship contention and realistic paths to winning multiple titles. When that path becomes unclear, when the supporting cast isn't good enough, when the organizational direction raises doubts, superstars start exploring other options. Multiple credible reports have surfaced indicating that Giannis has expressed interest in potentially leaving Milwaukee, that he's open to trade scenarios that would land him with a legitimate contender where his prime years wouldn't be wasted. This isn't player movement speculation based on anonymous sources or social media conspiracy theories. This is substantiated reporting from established basketball journalists who have direct knowledge of the situation. The exact timeline and urgency level remain somewhat unclear, but what's become evident is that Giannis is evaluating his options, and Milwaukee recognizes they might need to seriously consider trade offers rather than risk losing him for nothing if the situation deteriorates further. Now, here's where this becomes directly relevant to the Lakers, and where the story takes an absolutely explosive turn. Credible reporting indicates that the Lakers have already made preliminary inquiries about Giannis's availability, exploring what a potential trade package would need to look like and whether Milwaukee would be willing to negotiate with a Western Conference team. These weren't just casual exploratory conversations. These were serious discussions evaluating framework, discussing potential centerpiece assets, and gauging Milwaukee's willingness to engage in substantive trade talks. The fact that these conversations happened at all tells you everything about how seriously the Lakers are considering making another franchise-altering move. But it gets even more interesting than just organizational interest. Luka Doncic himself has been directly involved in recruiting efforts, reaching out personally to explore whether Giannis would be interested in joining the Lakers and forming what would instantly become the most talented duo in the entire NBA. Think about what that means. We're not talking about the Lakers pursuing a player who has no interest in coming here. We're talking about our franchise cornerstone actively recruiting and the target player being genuinely receptive to the possibility. When superstars recruit other superstars, When players are actively trying to make these partnerships happen, that's when blockbuster trades move from theoretical possibility to legitimate probability. The structure of a potential trade is where this gets complicated, but also where it becomes clear that the Lakers actually have the assets to make this happen. Milwaukee isn't trading Giannis Antetokounmpo for role players and future draft picks. They need a centerpiece return that helps them remain competitive and gives their fan base hope for the future. That centerpiece would almost certainly be Austin Reaves, the breakout all-star who's become one of the most valuable young players in the league. Reaves, on his current contract, represents incredible value, a 23-year-old averaging 22 points per game who's under team control for multiple years at a reasonable salary. For Milwaukee, acquiring Reaves would give them a building block to construct around, a young star who could help them remain relevant even after losing Giannis. The emotional complexity of trading Reaves cannot be understated. He's become a fan favorite, a homegrown success story, a player who represents everything we love about guys who maximize their potential through hard work and opportunity. Watching him develop from second-round pick to all-star has been one of the most satisfying journeys in recent Lakers history. Trading him would be genuinely painful, would feel like giving up on a player who's given everything to this organization and this city. But here's the harsh reality of championship team building. Sometimes you have to trade good young players to acquire transcendent superstars who give you legitimate title odds. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a once-in-a-generation athlete who does things physically that no one else in basketball can replicate. He's 6'11" with guard skills, freakish athleticism that allows him to cover the entire length of the court in 3 strides, and the ability to dominate games without needing the ball in his hands constantly. Imagine a Lakers lineup featuring Luka Doncic orchestrating the offense, LeBron James playing the point forward role he's mastered, and Giannis Antetokounmpo attacking the rim relentlessly while providing elite rim protection defensively. That's not just a championship-caliber Big Three. That's potentially the most talented trio ever assembled on a single roster, surpassing even the Heat's Big Three or the Warriors' super team. The fit concerns that might exist with other superstar pairings don't really apply here. Giannis doesn't need the ball constantly to be effective. He thrives in transition, he's deadly attacking closeouts when defenses help on Luka, and he provides exactly the type of rim protection and interior presence we've lacked since trading Anthony Davis. Defensively, having Giannis protecting the rim fundamentally changes what we can do schematically, allowing us to switch more aggressively on the perimeter, knowing we have someone who can erase mistakes at the basket. The more you analyze this potential fit, the more obvious it becomes that this would work beautifully both offensively and defensively. The broader strategic calculation for the Lakers involves weighing Reaves' long-term trajectory against Giannis' immediate championship impact. Reaves will continue improving and could develop into a perennial All-NBA performer, but Giannis is already there, already proven at the highest level, already a champion who knows what it takes to win when everything is on the line. LeBron James is 40 years old, still playing at an incredibly high level, but with a championship window that's closing rapidly. We cannot waste these remaining years hoping that our current roster is good enough when we have the opportunity to acquire a player who makes us prohibitive favorites. Championship windows in the NBA are brutally short, and organizations that hesitate when franchise-altering opportunities arise often regret those missed moments for decades. The Lakers have shown throughout their history that they're willing to make bold moves when championship opportunities present themselves. We traded for Paul Gasol when the moment was right. We acquired Dwight Howard when we thought it made sense. We traded for Anthony Davis and won a championship. This franchise doesn't make timid moves or hope that incremental improvements will be enough. When there's an opportunity to acquire a top 5 player in the league who transforms our championship odds, the Lakers have always been willing to pay the price required. Everything about this organization's culture and competitive DNA suggests that if Giannis is genuinely available and interested in coming here, we will absolutely make the aggressive push required to acquire him. There's also the consideration of what happens if we don't make this move and a competitor does. Imagine Giannis landing with the Celtics, forming a devastating partnership with Jason Tatum. Imagine him joining the Nuggets alongside Nikola Jokic, creating an unstoppable front court. Imagine him going to Golden State or Miami or any other contender. Every scenario where Giannis goes somewhere else makes our championship path significantly more difficult. Sometimes you make blockbuster trades not just because they improve your team in isolation, but because they prevent competitors from getting dramatically better. The strategic calculus includes both addition by acquisition and subtraction, by preventing opponents from landing that same player. The timeline for when this might happen remains somewhat unclear, but the fact that serious conversations have already occurred suggests this could develop rapidly. Trade deadline is February 6th, giving teams roughly 6 weeks to evaluate their situations and make final decisions about committing to championship pushes or pivoting toward rebuilding. Milwaukee will want to make their decision sooner rather than later if they determine that Giannis's long-term future isn't in Wisconsin. The Lakers, already positioned as the second seed and playing excellent basketball, could absorb the integration challenges of adding Giannis mid-season because we have the veteran leadership and tactical flexibility to make adjustments on the fly. I need to hear directly from you, Lakers faithful, on this because it's the type of franchise-defining decision that deserves input from our passionate fan base. Drop your comment below and tell me honestly, would you trade Austin Reeves straight up for Giannis Antetokounmpo? Does the immediate championship impact of adding Giannis outweigh the long-term potential of keeping Reeves? How would you feel watching Reeves develop into a superstar somewhere else if it meant we won another championship with Giannis? Give me your unfiltered thoughts in the ES comment section. To wrap everything up, here's my complete analysis of this developing Giannis situation and what it means for Lakers fans. The convergence of Giannis wanting out of Milwaukee, Luka Doncic actively recruiting him to Los Angeles, and the Lakers having the exact centerpiece asset Milwaukee would want in Austin Reeves creates a realistic pathway for the most impactful trade in recent NBA history. While trading Reeves would be emotionally difficult given his development into an all-star, acquiring a transcendent talent like Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's already won championships and remains in his prime, provides the type of immediate championship impact that justifies sacrificing long-term potential. A Lakers Big Four featuring Luka, LeBron, Giannis, plus quality role players would instantly become the prohibitive championship favorite, giving this franchise the best possible chance to maximize LeBron's remaining years while establishing Luka and Giannis as the foundation for sustained dominance afterward. The Lakers have never hesitated to make franchise-altering moves when championship opportunities arise, and everything suggests this situation is developing toward exactly that type of transformative moment. Subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report immediately for complete daily coverage of this developing Giannis situation, every trade development, and comprehensive analysis of all Lakers roster moves. Hit that subscribe button right now, smash the notification bell, and join our community of Lakers fans demanding the most detailed insider coverage available. Share this video with every Lakers fan who needs to understand how close we might be to landing Giannis. Drop your honest opinion in the comments about whether we should make this trade, and return tomorrow for continued coverage of this story as it develops. This is where elite basketball journalism meets true Lakers passion. Let's go, Lakers!